Cameron. Come on, Bobby. Let's see you give Ned a run for his money.
Why do I have to follow that act? Explain, please. Good evening, everyone, and I hope you're enjoying yourself so far. So, yeah, it's been a good time. That was a great act. I really don't do a stand-up routine. I just have a bunch of funny jokes that I wanted to share, and I'll just start out. My friends over there, ladies. Okay. There was a woman who was reading the newspaper, and she saw in the local paper that a lawyer had just won a big settlement. Well, being involved as she was in a charitable organization, she thought, geez, might strike while the iron's hot. So she goes to his office, introduces herself, and says, hi, I was doing a little research, and I just happened to find out that you ran into some money, and I belong to an organization that helps out the people, and I just thought maybe you'd want to give me some. Oh, he said, oh, how nice. He said, so you did research on me, huh? And she said, well, yeah. And he said, well, in your research, he said, did you find out that my mother is sick and her medication costs more than her rent? Oh, she said, no, I didn't know that. No, he said, of course you didn't. Did you know that I had a brother who's an Iraqi war veteran in a wheelchair? Why? She said, no, I'm sorry, I didn't know that either. Like, yeah, he said, or that my sister's husband walked out on her with 3 kids. She's about to lose her house. Oh, she said, I'm sorry, I didn't know. He said, we ought to be. And he said, besides, if I'm not giving them any money, what makes you think I'm giving... Anyway, so all of us who try to go out and peddle for money can appreciate a joke like that. You have to get in. I have to get in a blonde joke for my blonde friends. So this cute young blonde decides she's going to go in business for herself. So she decides she's going to be a handyman. So she figures, I think I'll go to an affluent neighborhood, which certainly makes sense, because if I'm going to do it, I'm going to, go somewhere where I can make some money. So she goes and she starts knocking on doors in this very upscale neighborhood. She knocks on a couple doors, and at one point some fella answered the door, and she says, hi, I'm a handyman. I just want to know if you have any work to be done. I'm in business for myself. Oh, really? He said, what do you do? Well, she said, whatever you want. So he goes, yeah. He said, I need my porch painted. You want to paint my porch? She said, sure. He said, how much will you charge? She said, $50. So he said, sold. So he takes her out to the garage. He gets her the paint and the tarps and brushes, and he said, okay. He said, here you go, have at it. He goes back in the house, and his wife's like, what are you doing? What were you doing? He said, he's laughing. He said, there's some goofy blonde out there. He said, she's going to paint our porch for $50. Oh, she said, that's terrible. She said, that's a wraparound porch. She's not going to. He said, hey, let her figure it out. So anyway, an hour goes by. She comes back to the door. She rings the doorbell, and he said, yeah. And she said, I'm finished. And he said, you're finished? You've only been an hour. And she said, I know. And by the way, for your information, that's not a porch. It's a Ferrari. Thank you. So anyway, my other jokes are just very quick, funny. I just think they're cute. Riddles. Why is the Star Trek Enterprise like a roll of toilet paper? Because they both circle Uranus in search of Klingons. Okay, and the recipe for Irish bean soup, you know the recipe for Irish bean soup has 239 beans exactly, and do you know why? One more would make it too farty. Okay, so why does this? Farty. Okay, so little Joey Pagano goes to confession and he says, "Please bless me, Father, for I have sinned. I've been with a loose woman." And the priest said, "Well, you have." And he said, yes, Father." And he said, "Was it Tina Moran?" And he said, "No, Father, I really don't want to say." He said, "How about, was it Rita Carbone?" He said, "Father, I really don't want to say her name." He said, "Was it Angie Moretti?" "Father," he said, "I don't want to, he said, "Well, you know what, I understand, and it's very commendable. But," he said, "you know, you have to do penance for that." He said, "I understand, Father." And he said, "Okay," he said, "I'm going to have to suspend you from altar boys for 4 months." "Thank you, Father, I'm sorry." So he comes out of confession, and his friend says, "Joey, what'd you get?" And he said, 4 months vacation and 3 good leads." Anyhow, okay. Now, what's the difference between the Rolling Stones and an Irish sheep herder? Okay, the Rolling Stones say, "Hey, you, get off of my cloud." An Irish sheep herder says, "Hey, McCloud, get off of my you." And my last one, it's just too cute. A little Polish boy comes running home from school, all excited, and he says, Mom, today the teacher asked a question and I was the only one in the room who knew the answer." "Oh," she said, "honey, I'm so happy, I'm so proud." She said, "What was the question?" He said, "Who farted?" Thank you very much, ladies.